got Sean here. It's the 9th of November. I will go over last week's tactical setups just to review how they worked out. So I'm not going to go in any particular order. I mentioned US Steel last week, and this was a post-earnings. It had very good earnings, and I was looking to buy a rebound right on this day. Well, it was the previous Friday, above 40 and a quarter. Came in Monday, opened lower, and then really never looked back all week until had a reversal on Friday. I guess some hedge fund manager David Einhorn came out and said that he thinks that earnings for this have peaked and it's going back in the crapper. I guess you have to take that with a grain of salt. I think this is one of his shorts for the year, and he's been getting his ass handed to him. So he's probably looking for a way out, and I guess he got a couple points in his favor. So he probably covered some of it, his position in here, or he shorted more. Who the hell knows? But so anyway, it held where it had to hold. 35 was a key level. 35 is the low. And this gap up. So if you long it from back in here or whatnot, definitely caught support where it had to. Now the key is if it could, the resistance is going to be this 38.5, where it broke down from, and we'll see this week how that plays out in US Steel. But this was a no trade last week. I mentioned KNDI Technologies had a gap up prior week, held the gap, and if we could just play it like this, it was it was something like this. I was looking to buy above this 1662. Came in next day, nice trade through. Actually followed through for about another day and a half until it reversed quite violently. I ended up selling, sold some below 16, below 17, and then got rid of my last part of this position at when it traded below 1680, and then they beat it pretty good. But it did recover, and now it's just kind of blah, So I was looking for more of a move into this 18.5 before it before we got any type of pull in. And again, the key here is what I want to see is when it breaks a level, I want that level to be support. It definitely was not support. I guess you can look at it two ways. When this thing broke this level here, obviously the big support was from this gap, which is 1588. But I just don't like to take any pain, and so if I buy something like this, and especially if it follows through on this day, this low and this level here should have been the level that should never go back below, and it did on this day. So yeah, whatever. It's I'm out of it, and if you're still in it, I'd lean on this level here, the 1588. So could what I'd like to see on a bullish case is for this to start leaking back to this 18 level, consolidating in here, give it some time, and then make a move through. So we'll see what happens there. ALGN didn't do anything. I was looking at this level here at roughly 53, but the big level is actually the real level is 53 and a quarter, and it never took that out. So It's kind of just consolidating though, so we'll see how it goes this week. Again, I think this 53.25 is the big level in this, and you can see here it was support way back in here when it broke down, had this nice little V. So now it's going to be resistance, and if it can break above, maybe it gets a move. But this stock is kind of can be a liquid death. So the key with this is definitely if it takes this out, is to want to see some volume in this stock, and so far nothing there. RWLK was one I mentioned. So this did take out this level above 32.5, and then it quickly reversed. So I was out of it real quick. Basically bought it above 32.5, and then when it broke down, I think I sold it below 32. When it came back below 32, I was out of it, and now it's just sort of consolidating back below this, I guess, this little trend line here. You could take another shot at it if it trades above 31.5. Again, the key is to get that volume pop, and then really get some follow through. So again, nothing yet there. CYBR I mentioned, again, real frustrating. Had a chance again last week to actually broke above these this 36, actually closed above 36, looking for a move, and next day it opened, nothing happened. It just kind of languished there, and then it broke down again. So I took a 0.5 point loss in this one, and yeah, I mean, I'll revisit it again if it sets up, but right now I think it's definitely out of play. So if you're stuck in this, I would definitely look at this. This 31 to 32 is definitely a support area. Got as low as 31.69, so that's going to be pretty critical support going into this week. Let's see, this was a short setup, VMware. I was looking at, just about 83.25. They took it out on this day here, but then, reversed pretty, not hard, but just reversed back up above it. Got out of it, and I will revisit going into next week. If it breaks below 83, I'll take another shot at it. So, I mean, the key here is to, it's kind of doing this rounding. It kind of almost filled the gap, not quite. Now it looks like it wants to come back down and retest these lows at 80. So I'll take a shot at below 83. Pretty good setup possibility of going into this week. Facebook had that. After the earnings, I guess they didn't like the conference call, and it kind of got beat up. So I was looking for maybe selling this low, which I did. Got out of it, took a little loss, nothing bad. Actually got short, I believe, on this day here where it opened up. It opened up at 76.5, sold it about just below the open, and then covered on Thursday, if I remember correctly, for a small gain. It's actually holding in quite well. It's consolidating here, so the key is for it to at some point here, you could just draw a little. It's almost flagging, if you will, whether it's going to be a, if it breaks that back below here, if we break back below 74.25, it's worth a shot to get short again, or if it consolidates and then takes out this 76.80 or 77, I'll say, just to get the big nice round number. That might be worth a shot to get back long in this thing and see if it can get back to fill the gap. But right now, yeah, just keep an eye on Facebook and like I say, if breaks back below here, short, it might be worth a shot long above 77. And the Microsoft I talked about last week. This was probably the best position, the best setup of the week. 47 was a key area. That was the post-earnings gap high, right about 46.90, and then it closed right the prior week, right there. And yeah, I think it was, especially now, broke above this little downtrend area, consolidated, was worth a shot buying at 47, and I'm still long this, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. I actually have a Fibonacci target on this just under 50, and it's definitely not a momentum trade for sure. So but however it gets there, it is all right, as long as it doesn't have any sharp sharp retrace. I think, like, this has been definitely a big winner of the year, so it kind of makes sense, especially since they interpreted the earnings bullishly, that this has a chance to rally into the end of the year. It just makes sense to me, especially the year that it's had. Next stock was Twitter. So this was something I was looking to get short below this low here. I did get shorted a couple times. I got beat up. I know I got beat up on the first trade, and then I sold it. Actually, I was shorted going into this up gap, and then actually sold a little more, but covered it on Friday. I think it's worth another shot to short it below 39.75. Well, actually 39.70. Actually took that out on Friday, but then went back above 40. But I think below Friday's low, worth another shot to get short. And the ultimate level that we should be looking for is at 35, which was the breakout back in here that actually got Twitter going for this run up into here. So I think if they take this out, they take that low out, Friday's low out this week, definitely fill this gap, and then again looking for a target of roughly $35 a share in Twitter. So those are the setups last week. Nothing really great other than Microsoft, which was so far a pretty good trade. And that's it. I'll do a video of setups. I already talked about some that looking into this week, but I'll do a video, a quicker one about potential setups going into next week. Thanks for watching.